Hey everybody, it's Paul Ramsey, and I'm joined by Laura King, who is presenting a 2-day pre-convention certification program, 6 keys to winning sports certification, August 8th, August 9th, and 10th. I started to say 8 because August is the 8th month, but it's August 9th and 10th. And again, that's whole day for 2 days. How are you, Laura?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good, good. Hey, we've met before, and I've never really chatted with you about your origin story though. How did you get into hypnotism?
Hypnosis basically saved my life 40 years ago from depression, suicide. My
Yeah.
mother was an out-of-the-box thinker, and after she got me out of intensive care, my third attempt, she says, I got to find something else for my daughter besides the drugs and Palm Beach Institute. So she researched it. We lived in Florida at the time, and she found a hypnotherapist out in Arizona, Dorothy Gates, and she saved my life. So she got me with
Wow.
her. That was 40 years ago. I used it through a lot of life experiences and kept using it in my life.
Yeah.
About 18, 19 years ago, Dorothy passed away, and I came home from her funeral, and I said, what am I doing the next 50 years of my life? So I was in my early 40s, and my husband says, you do it. And I said, I don't think so. I have too many fears: public speaking, recording my voice, and going in a room with someone. So those are 3 major things you need to do as a hypnotist. So he
Right.
laughed and said, well, if hypnosis really works, you can be hypnotized to do them. So he and I agreed I'd go to school. So I went to Omni Hypnosis School, Jerry Kine.
Yep.
And my first day of internship, I had a panic attack. Bob Brenner had to keep me after school and hypnotize me. The next day, I hypnotized 3 people in a row, and I pretty much haven't stopped since.
Aw, that's such a great story.
That was
That's
my first
awesome.
convention that year, too.
That's cool.
I've been going to convention every year. I think this will be my 18th one.
Yeah. Nice.
Mhm.
Tell me about how's your practice work today? Like, what kind of folks do you mostly work with? And like, do you have a breakdown? Kind of what's your practice like?
I'm across the board. I spent 10 years as a hypnotherapist working for Palm Beach Oncology, so I worked in the medical world. I
Yep.
get a lot of doctor referrals, but I love the sports aspect of everything, professional golfers and just everyday golfers. And I've gotten into the equestrian world. So I wrote a book about 16 years ago called The Power to Win, and that keeps me very busy. On average, my weeks are 40 to 50 people.
Are the horses hard to hypnotize?
I never hypnotized one. I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
had to. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. That's cool. That's
And I
great.
get like today, I have people over in Germany showing. So I've got somebody in Germany. I had a girl yesterday in Portugal showing, in Paris. Like they do the cycles all over the world.
Yeah.
So they do phone and Skype with me.
That's awesome. That's great. So tell me about why you chose this topics. I mean, that's a nice segue, really. I mean, you enjoy doing this, but I mean, to present 2 days on it, tell me about why this is important enough to you that you went for a 2-day, all-day workshop.
Technically, there's so much for all sports. I think it's such an open-ended business out there, and anybody can do well in hypnosis. All they have to do is market themselves a little bit, go out and network and introduce themselves.
Yeah.
The sports world is a way, to me, when they come to you, they really will do their homework. They actually want the changes. They want to do what you ask them to do. You're not begging them to do it. You're not
Right.
They're more motivated. I would like to say that. What I have done with the 6 keys is the basis of how I have set up all of my sports books. I've written several of them for tennis, for golf. Now my latest one is just for all sports, and the equestrian one. The basis, the 6 keys, is the basic relaxation, which is a breakdown of relaxing and anchoring it to whatever you're doing. It's getting rid of whatever stress. Then there's positive self-talk. You've got to really help the person change their self-talk. And the third thing is releasing performance anxiety. Performance anxiety affects some in lots of areas, not just in the sport. And then releasing fear, then concentration, and then peak performance. Those are the 6 keys that I teach. A lot of information of the science of the mind, of why hypnosis works to help the person make those transitions, and also the way to help them by releasing their past experiences. And what it does it's a good formula that you can use for any sport. And I just think to enhance a hypnotist's income, if anybody wants to make a good living, hypnosis is a really good tool. And I'm a really good example of that.
Yeah, that's true. Nice. What do you think? Tell me more about the value of getting into this specific domain of hypnotism for maybe people who haven't considered doing it before. What's the marketplace looking like for sports?
Technically, they're looking for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching a finals of the college baseball, and I saw a student of mine up there that I helped him when he was working on going to that school. You know, I see, yeah, it's an open-ended market if you just go in. Like I'm teaching the golf workshop too, a 2-hour during the convention. You know, to go to the golf, to go out there. You know, what the reason I really wanted to do the sports certification versus the golf one. Last year I did the golf certification, is because you can use it for any sport. It is, you know, baseball, cheerleading. I have a series for dog showing. I just sold a series of MP3s for dog showing last week. You know, it's any type of sport. I remember years ago, after I first wrote the book Power to Win, I was out snow skiing in Colorado, and I'm on the chairlift with this guy. And he says, well, would that work? I show llamas. And I go, I've never heard of that before. And so he ordered my horse showing, you know, the release performance anxiety, the peak performance, and he thanked me how well they worked. So cool. Sports is anything, you know, you can go to kids, baseball, cheerleading, you name it. I've worked with a Miami Dolphins cheerleader 2 years ago. It can be used and facilitated, and there's so much business out there. You can go in one community, find the teachers of the people in charge of the swimming teams, the baseball teams, whatever, and you can go and do a free presentation and then get students that come up and want to make an appointment with you. It works.
That's cool. Because really it's we say sports, but really it's performance, right? And performance has so many different applications, but the structures of how to prepare for performance can transcend what the actual performance is in most cases. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
And it's a good, you know, it's really good. And with sports too, it's a continuation. Like I woke up this morning and there were 2 text messages of some people that are showing in Aachen, Germany. I think it's Germany, wherever it is over there. And, you know, their classes are next week and they want to see if I had any time over the weekend just to refresh their peak performance. But then again, yeah, that's several went to the Olympics that I work with. Yeah. So that's that level. But even the other group of people I'm talking about, the kids wanting to be, you know, right now, the majority of the kids that do sports, they're wanting to get scholarships. So peak performance is at the all-time high. And as we know as hypnotherapists, we can go in there and help them be healthier by eating healthy, I go over the whole aspect of what an athlete needs. Even all the way to triathlons, Ironman. This is a tool for everything.
That's it. I don't need to say anything else. You guys, she just encapsulated it. Look, there's a huge market out there for all these different levels of sports and all these different types of performances. Laura's just broke it down for you nicely. And so either you connect with this or you don't really. This is a great opportunity. August 9th and 10th, 2 full days of training, 6 keys to winning sports certification with Laura King. All right. So Laura, if people do want to learn more about you and what you do, what's a good way for them to do that?
My website is summithypnosisandwellness.com. And then my other website is lauraking.net.
There it is. Laura, thanks for making time for me. I'll see you in August, okay?
Thank you.
All right.